Okay, it is exactly 10 a.m. on Wednesday, or Thursday, Wednesday, I think. January 7, 2021. I'm getting ready to make a call to my counselor, Deborah Rood, who's been my counselor forever, and she's a good cheerleader. So I'm going to go in here. Okay, let's see here. Where'd she go? Okay. I'll be there in a few minutes finishing up session, and I'll just give her a thumbs up. Message received. There. So anyhow, I was going to try to make this, of course, like a visit with a friend. And I have things laid out here. I have 3 clipboards, and one of them now I will have time to add to. So clipboard number 1 is meeting minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to say 10:01. Deb texts she will be available briefly with another client. Me, thumbs up. Alright. We're in Helenland for 1 minute, 28 seconds. Whee! Anyway, okay, so here. 1 is the meeting minutes, and today is January 7, 2021. Okay, and then I have like symptoms. I have tired and more irritable than usual. Sucks, of course. Alright, so that, and then I have a list of a bunch of things that's coming to me in of course, I'm random abstract, so when I think of something, I have to write it down, and see, it's not on a list. It's just these categories here. Mom and her privacy I thought was odd, and then how I worked things out kind of as I tried, and then Brad and his wedding, and Jason from AA, lemon juice cleanse, Mockingbird House is in order. Okay, Mockingbird House. Mockingbird House. Oh, that's what we're calling where I live now? Okay, it's a Mockingbird House, like we got Wallula property. Bradley Street rental. And then on Bradley Street, one, me, 2, spiritual guide with Catholics. And that's 145, 125, and then 3 is, oh, it's Deborah Marlett's kid. Deborah Marlett's son. She has 1 child. Her son, she's a friend, and her son has flopped his butt down on Bradley Street. Her 1 child. Yeah, okay. And then, okay, I was going to bring up how my mother, I felt she was being mean to me. And she was saying things like the rental house property value is going down. Well, yeah, that's how you put it in the taxes, I'm learning. But then I kind of just, I said, what is it about the yard, Mom? What makes you think it's run down? And, well, there's a car parked on the lawn. And I said, well, it's a nice car, and that's what Mexican people do. It's a really fancy car, and it has a cool colors on it, and I even told him that if he could match that color, we could actually paint the trim of the house that very same color so it would match. There's that. So, I don't know. I could definitely fix this because I, of course, in my wonderful Helenland, succeeded somehow in dripping off my cup all over this thing. So, because see, everything I do, I don't know, 8 out of 10 things somehow turns out to be, it got wet or something damaged it. So that's my claim to fame that I don't really like to have. But if it gets into my hands, it'll depreciate quickly. Like brand new shoes that are secondhand, and then they're all scuffed up before too long because I've been wearing them. But that's me. It's not a character defect. It's just maybe a descriptor. Anyhow, so here I am talking to myself, 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, and then also I have these, Mom and Dad are saving, I've asked them to do this for me, okay? And look at all this fun. They take out all the crap, and then I put it in order. It's the Walla Walla Union Bulletin, see? And, oh, a really good one came out. There's a free one that comes out every week. And it is totally talking about regenerating and purifying, and that it goes in. I'm keeping it because it applies to the idea that I keep having and hoping and wondering about this land right here that I'm on. Places for people to go, ways for them to organize their things, you know, things to keep them busy, to help them become better people, you know, and then surround them with people who are of like mind. I have a few people like the AAers, you know. I guess all the 12-steppers, I mean, as long as they don't get caught up too much in the problem and they live more on the solution, was the whole point here. Yeah, yeah, my claim to fame on that is, okay, so 12-stepping. I'm putting these away now. 12-stepping, I always say, I started in 1982 when I was backpacking around Europe, and I was in Paris, and there's a sign saying AA meeting in English, and I'm like, in English, woo! You know, so in we went with our backpacks. Well, I think we'd left the backpacks where we were staying or in the train station or something. That was 1982. And then in 1992, I lived in Olympia, Washington, and I found my way to an Al-Anon meeting. And there was Al-Anon and ACOA, Adult Children of Alcoholics, 5 days a week from my lunch break. And then that was Al-Anon. They call it coming through the back door. In 1998, by then, I had this wonderful life. I've done many, many things. Since 1992 in Olympia, I quit state service in 93. I cashed out all of my annual leave. Kept the retirement there. And then I went first down to San Francisco because I had perused for a university to get a master's degree in, because all of a sudden I was aiming higher, you know, after getting into a 12-step program. And there was no computer, so I just went to the library and I looked at college catalogs to see what would be. I wanted to learn about aging and get a double degree with also recreation therapy. Again, it goes back to, you know, stay busy, stay active, stay happy, think about what we can have, think about what we can do, you know, and work with that, you know, and don't take no for an answer. And yes, you go with the flow. It's like you can't push it through. You got to live. That's where those rafting trips, you know, as they teach you how to go with it. And it's the same thing definitely the same thing with windsurfing, which I never got ability to do. It would have been nice to have had some tools that I could use, you know, because the thing was so heavy and the river was so big, and I could try to just stand on it right there at Bennington Lake. I mean, what is it? It's just a few, I don't know, several feet wide and back. It's not big. It's not big enough to tire you out or be too far away from people, you know. All right, so yakety yak and more yak. I'm at 8 minutes and 33, 4 or 5, 6 seconds. Okay, cheers. I'm having some coffee, and I got some new coffee from the food bank yesterday. It's Seattle's best, and I think it beats Starbucks. It's strong. Woo! And then I have 2 drinks sitting by, so I've already opened them up, and this has been my hobby since 2020. Okay, so it started with Spindrift. Now this one is orange mango, but the first one, and I have boxes everywhere, so I could show you. Okay, no, I'm not getting up. It's a beautiful box. It's half and half color, just like the can. And it said on the box, the essence of 53 cranberry, or 53 boysenberry or something. It wasn't cranberry. And half of lime. So the boysenberry and lime combo was invigorating and clearing, and it motivated me to learn more about these waters. And I, for the whole year 2020, kept going back to the water and going back to the water and going back to the water and filling up my cart if there was anything remotely decent to get, okay? And somehow, and I realized this barely a week ago, I hadn't even noticed the beer section. I hadn't even actually looked and read what's the name of that brand, none of that. I just could care less. Now, it's on the right side, this aisle. You got the refrigerator, with the alcohol, and then you move on into the freezing section all the way to the back where you have eggs and milk and butter and yogurt. So, anywhoosies, and I'm sitting here in my house, and this is a big bay window. It's beautiful, and it's green outside, and the traffic is so minimal, like just one little guy meandered by, and it's a community of people, and most everybody's, well, you know, it's a senior, well, it's people, you know, some people are grumpy and some people aren't. Anywho, so I'm trying to just, I ignore the grumpy people right now. That's my solution for 2020, is just to steer wide from people that have issues. So anyhow, so this one now is open, and I'm going to have it just to purify my senses, mango and orange. So in my senses, if I do, it's like wine tasting. You know, you're gonna take a sip and think, what am I tasting? So now that was good, and it's just enough to cleanse my palate. So I'm gonna have another. That was a sound, which might be my counselor. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Okay. I thought you would contact me. Oh, come on. Contact me because you were LATE logging in now. Go. Go. Shit. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to click it on with my cell phone. And here we go. It's 12 minutes into the show without me. I mean, without her. I'm trying to explain things. Shit. And of course, now I've explained everything, so I can't find anything. Okay. So here, enter your name. Helen. Check in. Okay, I will start the video call in a moment. Okay. There she is. I'm in the waiting room. Welcome to America. Welcome to the planet. And the planet World Wide Web. Okay, here she is. When I first sent you the text, I didn't hear... Oh, fuck, I don't want to argue about it, please. Hi there. Well, we'll just make the best we can of our 40 minutes. How's that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find your picture. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Are you seeing me at all? Okay, I'm gonna hang up. We'll try again in a second. You don't sound good either. I don't see you, and okay. Okay, and here. Okay. HD check in. Capital H, capital D. Okay, now I see a little thing. Okay, Debbie's available. I'm in the waiting room. There she is.
Yeah, that's a little better.
I'm sitting here in the living room next to my bay window, and I don't know, I'm totally wonderful just waiting around for you. So we'll just have a nice 40 minutes.
All right. Now I keep hearing.
What's that?
I'm hearing you have, and
I'm not hearing you. Yeah. Well, we can just do, like, put each other on speakerphone. When all else fails, we'll just have a chat on the phone as if there was no video. What? Okay. Call. Wait a minute. Okay. Video. Whoa. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Here. Whoa! I'm back here. Call. Hello. What's that?
You have an iPhone?
I have a phone that when I went into your text, I saw. I didn't see it at first, but so that's why I went out and back in again. There's a camcorder thing and then a phone. Yeah.
Well,
So.
let's try this.
But I don't want to spend the whole session talking about text. I got life to talk about right now, so I prefer to do that.
Okay. Well, apparently your FaceTime isn't going through, so.
Okay.
All right. So, what's been going on?
What's been going on? Where to start? Well, when was the last time we talked? What was the date?
Let me see here. It was the 3rd of December.
December 3rd. Okay. So just getting through the Thanksgiving holiday.
And Brad.
And him being around, and I was thinking God sent him there for me so I could detox from him and force myself to go there and do something nice, you know. But so then he was completely off the globe. And then I saw him on Facebook. It was ridiculous. He was on his driveway with a bunch of kids and those things that you hit so that the candy falls out. It's a Mexican tradition.
Oh, piñata.
And so on the back left there he was holding arm in arm with this woman. And it was all so dark I couldn't even see their faces, Brad and his little sweetheart, right? But I'm thinking they're making a documentation right now to say, look at us, we're a family. We really are married. So 3 years from now I can get my citizenship. But whatever, it's his thing, and I need to let him go. So that's one thing on my list. Put a big check mark on that. Yeah.
Wow. I'm really sorry. It must have been painful, but it was like a transition you need to make.
Yeah, I'm just God's in control, and who knows what's going on. I just need to really, really keep my feet on the ground and continue to focus on things that I can do things about. I'm still working, and I've already, that's one of the lists I have today is things to pray for, and one of them has to be order in my home. As I get order in my home, I get order in my mind, I get order in my spirit, and then I can start focusing more on things that need to be focused in. I need to start reading. I sit down and I read for like 1, 2, 5 minutes, I'm done, and it's like, this is not okay, you know. So I'm not using I am trying to enjoy my own company, so I'm doing good with that. But then these things are the things that I need to pray for is all, okay? Okay, so then I got my mom, some stuff happened with her and how I dealt with that. And then I had a car problem. It cost me nearly $2,000. Yeah.
Wow.
And then now I'm seeing that there's 3 people on my street, Bradley Street, that I know. Myself with Martel Gonzalez and Judy Penny's kids. And then 145 is a spiritual guide for the it was called Light, Ladies in God's House Together at the Catholic Church. She has a house, 145. She's renting it for $1,600. I need to raise the rent, especially since everything went up, right? Yeah. So I do have an ally. I have a wonderful ally, and his name is Bob, and he's from the Catholic Church, and he was there as I started to go there and all these things. He's a very courteous man, right? And he stands there and gives up stuff. Well, I was trying to get help for taxes in 2018, and he refused to help me based on the fact that I was married or whatever. So, and so then I went through this whole process with like 5 different people. It took me like 11 months to get the money and blah, blah, blah. And so he did my taxes at Sunbridge last year, and he must have said he apologized for like 10 times, you know, so he feels like he owes me or something. He's so very courteous, you know. So then I called him primarily wanting to know, could I be sneaky and say that I was living in the Bradley Street house, because I thought 4.9% interest was good, but 1.9 is what's available right now. And if I said I live there, maybe it would work, you know. But then also talking about taxes, and I mean, seriously, I paid taxes on money took out of my retirement. And then he says he's not an accountant, he's a mathematician. And then he starts telling me about friends and family groups. You can form these friends and family groups, and then the rules can be slightly different. So I was thinking, boy, he's a good ally. And then now he has my email. haven't received anything, so I asked him to send me a text one. But anyway, I mean,
Is that Bob Stewart?
It might be. He's slender, brown hair, glasses.
Isn't he on College Avenue? No.
I have absolutely no idea any more than just the fact that he goes to that church.
I think it's the same guy. I know.
Yeah. He is very, very conscientious individual. Anyway, and then my friend Barb talking about the Catholics. Where does she get her information? I don't know. But there's that Pastor Nix, right? Okay. And I've been seeing him for, I don't know, at least a year or more. Probably more, actually. It was right around the time I was dealing with Schaefer head on, But anyhow, so then he said he wanted to get more physically active, and I said I love hiking, and then I said maybe you could go with me if you want, and then I went straight to the acupuncturist. It's how all the information just keeps flowing for me. Immediately thereafter I go to the acupuncturist, who's actually Catholic. I find that out from the priest that this man is Catholic, and then there I am, and then he says, oh, his sister has a priest who she hikes with, so it's not so abnormal, right? Like, what does normal look like in the Catholic Church? And Barb was telling me some priest had a fancy car, a sports car, and took all the kids for rides and stuff like that, Anyhow, so now the thing with Pastor Nix, and he's also on one of his vacations, like for 6 weeks, he was learning how to fly a plane. So he's going to be multi-skilled and useful for people. But anyhow, so now the thing is supposedly he has access to a motorcycle. I'm like, hey, you got a helmet. I'm ready to go. That would be fun. Right. I already texted him about that today. Yeah, so there's that. And then there's this young man at AA. His name is Jason, okay? And he came in about a year and a half ago or less, I think. And the first time I ever saw him was at the Sunbridge meeting. He was showing up. We were the only ones there. And he was just like a walking dictionary of AA. I'm like, whoa, somebody here has a brain, Like, he had the steps memorized and the usefulness of each step and all the processes and things you think about and blah, blah, blah. Turn out he was a prodigy of Jake. Jake has, he's working on his master's degree, and he's got 8 years of sobriety, and he's got spunk if he's got anything at all. Jake is a very wise person, And he became a teacher, but then, of course, that's been to a dull roar this year. But anyhow, and then listening to Jason, both Jake and Jason, they are very much into saying, I am a liar, I am a thief, I am blah, 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 right? And I don't get that, because it's like, I was a liar, I was a thief, That's what would motivate me.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's just whatever's working for them. And so I've been wanting to kind of hang out with this guy Jason for some reason, right? And my friend Carol, she thinks he's cute, and I guess I do too, slightly, But I keep seeing him, and I keep thinking of him fitting in with my family, because he's slightly heavy and scruffy a little bit, But he's young. He is extremely young. He's in his late 30s. And I told the guy, I actually called Gene. He's got like 28 years in the program. I said, I need to talk to you about this. I was wondering about asking this guy out for coffee or going for a walk or something, because he's interesting, He's smart, just like Jake is, but Jake is married, And this guy, I asked Gene also, does he have a woman that's claiming him as her own? And he said, well, he has an ex and he has a child. Other than that, nothing that he's aware of. And I come to find out he's working 12-hour days, 5 days a week for driving truck for a farm. So he has pretty much in his personal life no access to a woman to talk with, unless it was like drop off office stuff or something, So, yeah, he and we had a nice little bantering on the text for the first few days here, and then I think yesterday was virtually nothing, and so far today, nothing. But, life is going on, and it's green. I said when the weather gets clear, we'll go for a hike or something, So, anyhow. But we'll see. I'm trying to replace Brad, and then Barb's been really good. She calls in the mornings and sometimes the evenings, and she's been around good, Yeah.
Well, I think that's a very good idea, because, Brad's not there anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah, and honestly, girl, he's such a big flat risk.
Fast. It's like you were hit with a ton of bricks, because he was there, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely, it is interesting, too. I've been watching this show called Lucifer, and
I heard about that.
Yeah, you might want to just watch it, but it's not evil by nature, I don't think at all.
Yeah.
It's a clever way of looking at darkness. It's just a lighthearted view. It's not like it's a prophecy or anybody's written it in stone. It's just an angle at looking at things, and it's lighthearted. But anyway, they are murder detectives, right? They live in LA, and when somebody gets killed, they go check it all out and find out who murdered the person. And one of the people on the team is this very, 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 very cute little itty bitty brunette with her ponytail, but she is as smart as a whip. I mean, stuff that she's the one that investigates the crime. She figures out how long the body's been dead, and she's very, very smart, but she's also very, very Christian, and she wears this itty bitty little cross, and of course that pisses Lucifer off. That's how the story goes, but you can laugh about it. You can laugh about it. Anyhow, so she was a bright and beautiful superstar in the world of human beings, And it is interesting because Satan is now a human. He becomes frail only around the woman that he finds dear to him. One woman that he's never loved a woman because he only took advantage of them all,
Right.
So, and see, you could even liken this man. He's so sophisticated. You could liken him to any person who could hypothetically be following the devil. He also owns a nightclub, and he's really, really, really rich, and he has no morals at all, And then you learn about him living for thousands of years and how he's done everything humanly possible with sex, and it's just they have those kinds of discussions on the show. But he says things like, wow, this being human stuff is really hard. And like one time he did the right thing. Like he hit the lady that he really likes, got drunk, and he took her home, and he did not take advantage of her. And then all of a sudden he's like, whoa, I'm getting a rush. This feels amazing, right? Like doing the right thing was just like so invigorating to him, right? But then he's got this ego that's always leading the way. And so he starts going, yeah, I want more of that feeling. And so he does this, but then you don't get it if it has to be selfless. It can't be selfish, And as soon as he starts, he's always focusing on himself. And another of the key players in the screen here is this tiny little blonde-haired psychiatrist, and she is so smart. And she ends up dealing with all of these crazy people, including angels. And one of the main angel is Amenadiel. And he comes back and says, the plan is you have to go back to hell. And right now, Satan's on vacation is what it says at the beginning of the show. He managed hell for thousands of years, but now he's on vacation. And that's how the show starts, okay? So he's investigating this whole human thing, and maybe somehow, and he keeps referring to Dad. He always talking about God, like, oh, Dad is this way, and Dad is that way, and he makes me mad, But he calls him Dad, So, and he does no harm. He does no evil things at all. He does use his powers sometimes to scare the shit out of people who need to be, admitting their crimes or something like that,
That sounds like an interesting show.
Yeah. And well, all I do is that's all I've been doing is binge watching. I have several shows that I go through. If I like them once, I will like them twice. So I actually go through the whole entire series, like 7 years, and then do it all over again. And if it's that good, I have actually tried to do it the third time. But usually by then I'm completely saturated. But watching things twice, of course, maybe in my brain cells, something will kick in. But it's fun for me, for sure, And I mean,
it's a nice distraction.
Pardon?
It's a nice distraction.
Something is a fraction, and I'm going to have to hang up and call you back. I can't hear you.
Oh, they said it's a distraction.
A distraction. Well, yeah, and guess what? Satan actually talks about us human always needing to have distractions. So he says some things that are biblically good. If we can't focus on God, then we're not living life right. And God says very clearly, there shall be no other gods before me. And that includes everything, your paperwork, your garden, whatever. In my case, all the clutters, I just have to say, dear God, I know you love me and you want me to be my best self. So can I please fix this house up? I am making progress, so I know that I am.
Oh, good.
Yeah, every day. Yeah, I still need to go through and find more things to give away. That kind of had to come to a halt, but now Salvation Army had some boxes out the other day, so I picked up a red jacket for my friend Carol, and she really loved it. It was very fancy, little size 5, So, and I brought them a whole bunch of food. But anyhow, so she had her old Volkswagen, cost her $1,200, but the stimulus check came in, and mine, moving right along with one of my subjects, is my car.
Oh,
and I had a
wow.
learning experience, okay? I had a learning experience. I mean, Brad, it would have been nice for him to tell me that, because he drives two old cars, but every 60,000 miles, just go pay your $400 and have, like, the water pump and the timing belts changed, and then you won't have a bigger problem, okay? If I'd have known that, then yeah, I would have done that. But anyways, nobody anywhere told me. And then my dad's solution was to take me to the brand new car lot just down the road from where I live on Commercial Drive, it's called. So anyway, yeah, they had two old cars for $5,000 each. And they were going to set me up with a 3 to 5 year loan. And then Dad calls me and he says, both of those cars are only worth $1,000. Can you imagine you get a $5,000 loan for 3 to 5 years on I mean, that's immoral, and it should be illegal. Okay.
I know.
So I was saved from that. And then and as soon as I decided to have a mechanic, like everybody in their whole entire planet came up with a mechanic. So I found myself all getting torn left, right, and backwards and forwards. But anyhow, I ended up with the one that belongs to Jerry Dunleavy. Anyway, let's see. Moving right along.
So your car was fixed?
I got it fixed for $1,937 or something. So $2,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I need to make sure I also check the front right wheel bearing. One of the people said that would needing to be looked at, and I have massive amounts of paperwork through Le Schwab, and of course they will know if they already did it, and probably will guarantee it. I'm hoping. So. If it needs anything, if it's their work, but they have to get old parts too.
Before Christmas or after?
What are you talking about?
When you got your car fixed.
Oh, that was just like within the last 6 weeks.
Oh my.
Yeah, I've had my car back for like 1 week or something now, and I was totally fine. The weather was perfect. I was just so completely thrilled to have to ride my bicycle, and so now I'm a little bit bummed also because this weather is not bicycle friendly.
No.
So I'm looking forward to just getting out there again and just having a great time, And so I went on kind of a little fun time on Tuesday with my brother-in-law, Bob, because all of my appointments for like November, December have been screwed up at their house. Margot was dreadfully sick for a while there, and she ended up, we ended up finding out that her kidneys were infected.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness, that poor little thing. She's had so many painful things. Like last year, she had her stomach wall got ripped by an apple peel.
Huh?
I know, she can't eat apple peels anymore. I mean, my sisters, both of them had that surgery to make you skinnier.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so right, and so they might be more at risk. They've always been more at risk at not getting enough nutrition because the absorption part of the digestion system was smaller, and that way they don't risk gaining the weight back because the less is absorbed, But then you have to be very health conscious and take your vitamins and whatever, all that stuff, So anyway, Bob was feeling bad because now they're getting the floors redone, and that's noisy, and they're working there all day. So he came and picked me up, and then we went to the credit union on Gisa, pay his bill, get some money, go to Starbucks, get some coffee, and then I took him right down to where I hike. That was my parking spot. My little story about the police officer sliding off the road, and then we went home. And he was gonna take me home and then go for a walk. And I said, "No way, you're taking me for a walk? Are you kidding?" So then we went and parked over where the outdoor theater is and did a big giant loop, and that was a lot of fun. And he had the big giant dog and the regular dog. They have a greyhound that was saved, and another little dog. So anyway, that was fun, and that was really nice of him because I really need to be around people as much as I need anything else.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were able to do that. That was really nice of him.
Yeah, that was really nice of him. He's always very nice to me. I really, really appreciate that from everyone. I always say, I don't care why you're nice to me. I just glad when people are. Yep.
Well.
Anyway.
So, how is Snowy?
Well, he's just a gem, as always. I mean, I'm telling you, I was contemplating how long I've known that little critter, like just within the last days. And, 2.5 years of pure blessing with that little guy. I've never seen in my entire life anything so sweet. There's like nothing in this whole entity that's obnoxious, You know, every now and then he'll do a little growl because he wants me to take his sweater off nice and gently because I really think he's old and he probably has arthritis and gets stiff, you know. But anyway, so what I did was this last weekend I picked up a 1-year coin. But yeah, so I spoke with everybody about my whole journey. I thought I was explaining. Let me start over with you. 82 in Paris, 92 in Olympia, 98 in Wisconsin, and then that was 10 years of nothing but women's meetings. So I share that with people. And then over the last 9 years, I've had 4 6 months and 5 6 months and 4 1 years. But I really think that God protected me and set me up straight last December. So, and all these things happened in December, and my tire blew out, and I didn't know how it happened. It was in my driveway. And I had gotten up one morning, and there was snacks from the deli at Walmart, and I never do that. Ugh. Okay. All right, well, the system went out, so let's try this duo, or no, we're not doing that. We're doing phone. Mobile networks unavailable. Are you serious? Well, look at that. Please leave your name, your phone number, the best time to reach you, and I will call you back within 24 hours, if not sooner. If this is an emergency, hang up and dial. All right, so she's supposed to be dealing with me right now, which is surely why when I called her cell phone number that it just went straight to voicemail. But here's some of my project stuff here. I mean, at bare minimum, if we can at least get our prayer time in. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, sounds okay.
Better. Yeah. Are you moving around your house?
Oh, at that moment I was. At that moment, well, wait a minute. Yeah. I was just at the back of the house, so.
Okay.
And then I tried to call you right back, but it went to voicemail because, of course, you're spending time with me. And okay. So anyway, so let me get more light in here for myself.
Okay. Wow, I feel like we live in Seattle, Helen. This is very nice weather for the winter.
Yeah, it's so nice and green. It's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful winter.
Yeah, so far so
good.
If
I must say so myself, I don't like winter very much.
Yeah, I hear ya.
But we've got spring coming the month after next, so.
Well, yeah, and the thing is for me, the fun starts on December 23rd when it's the shortest day of the year, and I'm going to get 5 more minutes every single day, and I'm going to be grateful for it. You know, guaranteed, no matter what the weather is.
Yeah, it was when it starts getting sundown before 4 o'clock or at 4 o'clock, that's way too early for me.
Yeah, I hear ya. Oh, totally. But lately what I've been doing is when I take Snowy for his late walk, I take it when it's really dark outside, like 6 p.m., and I've been singing my song out loud as I go anywhere. One day I sat up on that hillside and I just sang it out loud, like big time out loud.
Huh.
And I thought, well, that why not? You want to arrest me? Come on. So guess what? I just opened up another can of flavored water, and I've never had this kind before, and I have to tell you, this is amazing. Listen to this flavor. Cucumber pear.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. This is called Limitless. That's the name at the brand. It's right there. I think this one is 1 aisle over. Like going away from the refrigerators, from the water area.
Is this at Andy's?
This is all, no, I haven't gotten anything at Andy's lately. This is from Walmart.
Oh, okay.
But I'm telling you, wow, I'm refreshed. And guess what? It also says it has 30 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh.
So it says here on the thing, it says caffeine meets clean.
Huh.
Well, this is invigorating. Wow, I'm impressed.
You don't need coffee or.
Well, apparently the ski season is open. They don't have the building open except for the bathroom, and so home base has got to be your car, and you have to wear the mask from the parking lot to the lift, and you have to have the mask on while you're on the lift. Are you freaking kidding me? I would hate that. But then going down the slopes, you don't have to. So.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Well, so many people already have masks on, but, like if it's storming or something.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Don't need them.
You're so right.
Do that?
Yeah, well, maybe it would be perfect because then it would warm the air that you're breathing. Hello, right?
Yeah, okay, that's the point is to get out in the fresh air.
So here's a little thing about my mom, and I kind of tried to work it out with her. And then when I'm done with this, if I can't think of anything more to say, I would prefer to start praying maybe a little ahead of time instead of, and then we can still hold on to whatever time is a quitting time, But, okay, so I'll tell you about this and then we can set right to praying. But I'm going to have you another sip of this. What is it? It is cucumber. Cucumber, I think, is what makes it very special. You don't get that very often in a drink.
That's refreshing.
So Mom, she even expressed a concern about this when she was on the table as my client doing a massage. She's somehow irritated significantly that people know things about them, right? And so she's been very defensive and angry with me. And so I saw her. I've been trying to just, 3 nights in a row, I called her for no reason at all except for the full intention to listen to her, and to not take the lead on anything. But she still wanted to argue with me. So when I saw her in person a day or so ago, I did ask her, have you been mad at me? And then she said she's had some things going on, I know that one of the grandkids, Amber, the one that went to Russia and is living in Texas and doing a full-time job, full-time school, she got pregnant and then lost the baby. Well, that happened. Anyhow, so I said to my mom, because I go to the food bank and then I deliver things everywhere, and it's kind of just a habit. It's nice to visit with people, especially my mom. She comes out because I think the Relief Society, that's their job. The women is to fortify the home. The men aren't going to make sure, I don't know, the money and the deer comes in. Who knows? Okay, so, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, thank you.
But
anyway, so what I told her, I said, Mom, I just have to tell you that you and I are just going to have to disagree on something here. And I said, you know what? You have lived this most amazing life. And you should not be ashamed of any of it. And the only thing is if you're thinking you're boasting, that'd be the only reason, Mom. You should feel good that you've lived a good life, And then she started talking about people having no money and not being able to do things. And I said, Mom, that is not the way that we were raised. We never let money get in the way, It doesn't cost a thing to go for a walk, a bicycle ride, a hike, camping, costs nothing, And then I thought recently in the last 24 hours, I backpacked around Europe it was a $300, I think it was $300 for 1 month, or maybe $600. Yeah, it was pretty reasonable. And then I was on a $15 a day budget, and it was just back in 1982. That was still thrifty, But anyhow, and I told her, Mom, that's another quality of life that we have in our family is people making excuses all the time. If they don't have this big mountain of money, they can't do a darn thing. That's just not true, But anyhow, so I think that hopefully she and I are going to work things out. I keep trying to just be nice to her, really, really try hard to be nice to her, because I think that she has some programming in her that says she has to be getting her feelings hurt from Helen, and so she'll find something or look for something, Like on Christmas Eve, I had this wonderful time visiting with Dad out on the driveway. It was sunny and lawn chairs and visiting, and Mom was on the phone with Germany the whole time until I'm about ready to head out. And then I said, golly, I didn't get to visit with you very much, Mom, because you're on the phone. And then they came by later, and Dad was there watching me as I spoke with her. So he knows what kind of smack I was talking to Mom to, right? You're talking smack to your mother. So anyway, he comes by, Mom's brought some food, and he delivers it. And he says, your mom is really upset about the way you talked to her. And I was like, Dad, are you freaking kidding me? You were right there watching. What do you think, you know? So then I just go, okay. And then I go out to the car. I'm like, hi, Mom. How are you? I'm so glad you came by. I'm just completely doing those sorts of things. I'm not fronting things off, you know? But it made me mad, and I had to do it because as I brought the stuff into the house, I thought, I am going to be so mad at her if I don't do something about this. And it was Christmas Eve, you know? So, anyhow, so I was able to just set the tone of happiness and thank you so much, and it's a special day, blah, 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 right? Okay, everything's fine with Sam. He was going to be going to Maryland for 2 weeks to visit his girlfriend's family and then stay a few days at the house and then B&B. And then they're going to try to find a week at the end of January to go to Hawaii. And Hawaii is the #1 state in the nation with the lowest per capita of the virus. Probably because it blows off to the ocean all day. Who knows? Wouldn't doubt that. Okay, so on my prayer list here, I'm being so quick and efficient today.
I know for a while Sam was upset with you, so that's where we left at. So I'm glad you were able to talk to him.
Oh, I'm going to be working on that diligently. I mean, it's right on my forefront, you know. But he did make a note. He did make a realization one day when I was attempting to, you know, acclimate to him, right? I said, so tell me what was your favorite meal when you and Maria were making those meals at home. And he says to me, Mom, are you trying to find just something to talk about with me? I said, well, yeah. I said, well, okay, let me tell you some stuff about me, which is basically the same thing that Jerry Dunleavy had said. He said, just ask him, what have you been up to lately, you know?
Yeah.
But then Sam saw that I was trying and that I was failing at trying. And then, you know, now he has more of a mindset that it's not that I didn't try, you know. I try to speak with people, and I have always had this feeling that I have to entertain or somehow, you know.
It's like pressure.
It suits me well, yeah.
And when you change up the script with Sam, he didn't know what to do with it.
Pardon?
When you changed up the script with Sam, he didn't know what to do with it.
Oh no, he grabbed that ball and ran. He just grabbed the reins. Let's say sitting in a horse and buggy. Okay, he grabbed the reins at no effort whatsoever. Let's just you know, here we are, and here I am to listen. You know.
Well, good.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. So things to pray for.
Yeah. Okay. So, of course, I didn't spend any time except for just this morning. And I actually did this. I was thinking I should do this, but I didn't have the time. And since you were running late, I used it for this. Okay.
Oh, well, that was perfect.
Yes, it was. Okay. It says, cleanly spirit, leading to a cleanly mind. Purify all of my senses, so I am peacefully amongst my brethren as well as myself. And I'm getting glimpses of that. You know, like I said, I mean, I'm hoping and praying that I have to get out of this house, though. It has to be a balance for me, Deb. I get cabin fever and bleh, you know.
I think that's very wise. I don't think anybody really can stay in.
Yeah.
You know, their home, even though, like, I'm not seeing people and I'm here in this house.
Yeah.
You know, even I have to get out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, you'll make me stir crazy. So,
yeah.
I mean, just to go to Walmart and pick up groceries, you got to do something.
Yeah, and you know what? I just do that anyway. I just walk in with, like, needing one thing, thinking I'm around people. I'm walking around people. I do that on purpose. Yeah. Funny times we living in.
Yeah, and we thought it might be over by now.
But you know what? God is humbling everyone, and he's humbling everyone equally, and everyone becomes equal. It's just like I told that guy that was here that day with REI, Columbia REI, that it's like 9/11 when all of a sudden we were all the same. Like we weren't Catholic or Lutheran or old or young or poor or rich or whatever. Or we were Americans, and we were assaulted. And I went to a service that night in River Falls, Wisconsin. They had like every church in town represented. Of course, the Mormons weren't there, haha. But anyhow, the whole town went in, and it was amazing to see the unity of the town. You know, that's what the day was. That, and if we could get best case scenario, all the people, like I'm trying to ponder, which is what this prayer is about. I need to really rest in my own space and be completely willing to listen to God, and to know He doesn't want me to jump up and entertain Him. He wants me probably to listen, and that's where the reading comes in. I have so many, this, like, for example, what is stopping me is the 4 agreements. It's the same thing that the acupuncturist was talking about, and I have the book, okay? And so the 4 things are, be impeccable with your word, and it goes all into that. And then don't take anything personally, and don't make assumptions, which moves, you know, right in from personally. And then always do your best, you know. But to actually just contemplate all these things, it's like if you adapt these 4 agreements, they will create enough personal power for you to change the entire system of your old agreements. Yeah, so anyhow, all these things that shift my thinking out. And I used to read them a lot when I was living in the apartment building, and then I oftentimes would bring a book that had all my notes and like donate it, or just lay it in the areas where the correctional officers were with nothing to do, you know, because I know those are spaces where people are desperate for something to do, you know. You're sitting at a desk all night long for 8 straight hours doing nothing. Anyway, so thank you for being there with me and everyone else that you're there for. Well, here's a thing that you might be able to, this is something you might want to know that you can help another person with. And I have done a lot of research with my insurance. So Medicare with the Regent supplement, and you know, Bimart became very cheap. It was like $22. I called her and asked. She said the bill was $22.22 last month in December. That's a funny number. Anyway, they were losing their special status, so I was going to move across the parking lot to Walgreens. But then another variable to the cost of medication is each business does their own contract with each med, so you just don't know until you put it into their system and they tell you. And they were going to charge me like $137. And that was for the beginning of the year, before we even start with deductibles, okay? So I went on this big, giant, amazing experience with my health care, and them helping me try to get the 90-day, what they were. This is how it's going to work, is that I'm not going to go to the store ever, and I'm going to have a 90-day order that has been approved by my doctor, and my insurance has cleared. I have 4 meds, and one of them was a level 4. All of my meds are level 1 now. If it's level 1 or 2, then you just pay the cost. You pay no additional fees whatsoever. You don't pay deductibles or co-pays. 1 and 2 is free. On a 90-day order, it's FREE, okay? So they even, like I said, level 4 went to a 1, and now they're still investigating a level 2 to a 1, and if that happens, then all of my meds will be level 1. Free! Or it's going to be just $26 for 3 months if they don't do it on a level 2. I can handle $26 for 3 months. Yay!
Oh, that's a blessing.
Yeah, so this is good for you to know, because you're in that, you know, area of people trying to be well.
Thank you for the information. That's good to know.
Okay, yes it is. Yep. So let's look at the calendar. I'm going to walk with you. I could leave the phone right here and then come back with the calendar. I'll do that. Okay, so hang tight. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll come up with a number here, and I have to remember also that when I tell you all these things, I need to remember to pause at the end of it and say, Deb, does any of these things ring any alarm to you? Are there any things, kernels of wisdom, that I should be cautious of or contemplative of, you know?
Yeah. That would be good.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to put that right in my schedule of meeting with you. I'm trying to be efficient here.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, thank you. It feels good to share, but I really should hear what you have to say about it.
And you know, I like the way you handled your mother. I think you did an excellent job.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, it would be nice if she could come back doing the massages, because being in the room with her in quietness and she's so soft. She's so tiny and soft. But while she was on the table, she expressed this anger, and she was actually having a body reaction. She was so mad about people knowing that Dad was in the Army and all this stuff. And I'm like, what in the world is wrong with you, Mom? I think that because it's like, we've earned everything. I'm like, Dad, Mom, yeah, everybody earns everything, but Dad was strategically placed for a good retirement, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't work any harder than anybody else, you know, but
Nobody holds that against them. I think that's great.
What I told her, I said, Mom, you're on the table. You need to relax. Just let it go. We're not going to work on any problems right now. We're just going to relax. And so I was like, whew, those are close calls. I just want to be with her in peacefulness.
I know.
Okay, so I've got my calendar here.
On the massage
yeah. Yeah. Well, I am blessed that it blesses me as much as it blesses anyone else.
Yeah, I'm sure you're very good massage therapist.
I try to be in tune with them, but I have to sometimes just remind them, you're on the table and nothing is expected of you. I had to do that with my mom, at least when she flared up about, people they don't want anybody to know anything about them. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? But also it might be harder to make friends where they live than it is here,
It could be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what about, you were doing like once a month, right?
Yeah, probably.
I think that's what it was. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. February 4?
Okay, February 4.
At 10, does that work?
Yes, it is. And so today is the first Thursday, so we could kind of make it the first Thursday of every month.
Yeah, we could. Coincides with my meeting every first Thursday at noon.
Does it? Well, there you go. It's nice to know what day of the week it is. Okay, well, good. That sounds productive.
Yeah. Well, let's have prayer.
Hang on. Let me just write it down. Okay. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Okay, going back to the living room. I'm in the kitchen. Okay. Whoa. Okay. All right. I'm bowed in humble prayer.
All right. Dear Lord, we thank you so much for all the blessings that you have given us, for Helen's life, for the things that she wishes to improve, order in her home, being able to read, her relationship with her mom. And like she said, please purify all her senses so she can live in peace among people and they can be living in peace too with her and with the world. We appreciate your love and your kind and loving spirit towards us, and please infuse Helen with that, and actually we all need that. We thank you for the answers to prayer with her car and with meeting Bob and her having a zest for life, because too many people now are depressed, and Helen's not going to go down into that pit, and we appreciate you steering her into a more balanced existence with her quest to get out of the house and to do more healthy things for herself. We thank you for your love, for all you do for us. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I will talk to you next month.
I've been saying Auf Wiedersehen to everyone, which means